guys, today's problem is problem number 59, spiral matrix 2. So let's read the problem. So problem states that given a positive integer n, generate an n cross n matrix filled with elements from 1 to n square in spiral order. So it's an easy problem basically, not as much hard as medium. So let's see the example. So n is given as 3, so basically we have to return a matrix of 3 cross 3. So this is the matrix of 3 cross 3, and how the numbers are to be filled is start from the first row 1 2, we have to start from 1, okay, and go up to n square. N square here is 9. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So basically in a spiral order, in clockwise manner, you can see here. Easy question. So where if n is given as 1, so basically we have to return 1 cross 1 matrix with only one element starting from 1 to n square. N square would also be 1, so only 1 would be returned in this vector manner. Okay, so now let's look at the example. So basically what would be our, let me just open this notepad. So if you look at this, let's look at the example over here. So if we are given an as 3 for this example, so basically we would take 4. So we would take 4 integers, that is, one would be low row, low column, and what would be the high row and high column. So these would indicate the limits of the rows and the columns. Low row would be the lower row, high row would be the highest row, low column would be the lowest column, high column would be the highest column. These will all be integers, okay. And what will be the initial value of these two? These two will be 0. And for these two, what will be the value? The value will be n minus 1. As you can see here, this is the 0th row, so low row will be 0. This is the 0th column, so the low column would be 0. But for the high row, this is 0 1 2. This is the second, that means 2th index row, so n minus 1. N is here is 3. And same for the column, this is the 2th column. This is the third column, but from indexes we can see 0 1 2. This is the 2th column. So this would be done, and we would simply till what time would we be filling the elements inside it? The condition would be while low row is less than high row, or low column is less than high column. So this would be the condition, okay. No, not only less than, but it would be less than equal to. So till this condition is satisfied, it means that we have to continue filling the elements inside the matrix. So how would we filling the elements? For first row, we have to check if first row is available to be filled. So how will you check that? If the low row is less than high row, then only there is a row less than equal to high row, then only row is remaining to be filled. So what will be the condition? While low row would be less than equal to high row, then only we need to fill this row. So basically we would take a global variable, say int value start from 1, and what we would do, we would as we are filling the elements, we would increase this value by 1. So let's just make it 0 here and value plus over here, okay. So this condition would be there for the first row. So this would be there for first row. For now the second now if we have filled the first row, then we have to see the last column. So for last column we have to first check if any column is available to be filled. So what would be the condition? While low column is less than high column. Simple. So this would be less than equal to, sorry, so this would check for the last column. Okay, and same for, we would do in the same manner for last row. Last row the condition would be same as this one, and we would fill the elements in the reverse order. And how to fill the elements in, suppose in the first row, how to fill the elements? We check this condition for the first row. If this condition is true, that means the first row can be filled. So how to fill? Simply start a loop from low column to high column. So how would be done? For I from low column to high column basically. So this loop would be there, and we would simply do what? Suppose the name of the matrix is mat. So mat of the row number would be low row. The column number would be what? I, and we would assign it to value. Simple. We would do this same thing for every, if the row column, but in the column what would happen? We would traverse from low row to high row, as these are the rows. So only this would change. And in the last column, what we do, we have to go from right to left. So we would be traversing from this high column to low column. So these two values would change. This would become high column, and this would become low column. So only this much would change, and this would become high row, as the row number is what? The high row, which is equal to this 2 over here. And same for the last column also, the first column also. So let's look at this code. So when you look at the code, what we have done, we have simply declared an array of n vector of n cross n, which is initially empty, taken the value variable as 1 initially. This is the low row, low column, high row, and high column. Okay, so these 4 are the variables that we need to take, that I told you. And this is the main condition, stating that we need to fill the elements till this condition is true. For the first row, what we do, we check low row is less than equal to high row, and traverse from the low column, see, from the low column to the high column, and simply answer of lr comma j is this, the traversal variable, is equal to element, and we increase the element. And after this, very important thing, after this first row is filled, we have to increase this low row variable. So low row plus low row, as the 0th row is being filled, so the low row moves to 1. Okay, same for the last column, the last row, and then for the last first column, sorry, this would be the first. This is the code, simply very easy. So as you can see, this beats 100%, or the runs in 0 milliseconds. So that was it. Please do like the video, and if you have any doubts, please comment. Thank you.